animal farm. Justice mean inequity. So who go say the truth? Who go say the truth? Christian can say silence. Islamic leaders silence. Kings and queens silence. Traditional leaders silence. So who go say the truth? We are them go so confused call. Now by area why no better. We are them go so confused call. One guy's out here why no better. Who go say the truth? Who go say the truth? Oh, he need it now, see what I see so. Now your friend on a night come at them. Only papi obeka na sembia. So I want to bet you everybody was afraid. And when Nana Addo my cottage again nine. Once my boy dumping one and but who go tell the truth? Nanai or say me. Nanso bien person beka wasam because everybody is afraid. Anya safwe muayini. Aku drop on yina dalima. And see who go say the truth? Obiaja konson so to grow your mansa to me be a kakobrafo. Efo anyina ye. Efo when you know yet. Na so kutrata down so be dia back or why no keke. I fene for be man mo pia for efo ne cross on my mo. Hanya safwe mo ayini. Akuku drop for you na dalima. And who go say the truth? Abaya di bote chino. Yedi bi bebo nyande bi. Kachi se would your mouth pipinuma. Would your mind never shine my preference? But who go tell the truth? DUC silence. Even journalists silence. So then who go say the truth? Right is right. Wrong is wrong, no matter how you justify. You say you wanna get rid of corruption. Someone want to help you, now the person become your target. Jobless, no they mean senseless. Poverty, no they mean useless. One day, them go resist.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to your favorite Monday evening show, MyView show here live on Today Ghana News TV, where every Monday evening we do well to bring you the best socio-political discussion there is in the evening, where we discuss topics ranging from social matters, political matters, and of course, matters regarding the economy as well. On most issues we delve on are usually related to matters of Ghana, but as you may be aware, occasionally we do extend our borders and our tentacles to some African countries and some global issues as well. And today is no different. But before we go to today's show, I said in the introduction that this and every Monday evening, but as our regular viewers and listeners may be aware, last week we were not able to come your way. That's because we had some technical difficulties, and at the last minute we had to pull the show. And so we do apologize to you gravely for not being able to reach out to you with a show last week. But as you may be aware, anytime we are unable to bring you a show, we bounce back really hard and try to make up and cover up for the lost time that we usually cause you. Not to say that we are happy not to come your way some weeks, but when we do, we try to make it up to you. And so accept our apologies once again. And so this week, we are still continuing on that tangent of political discussions in Ghana. And as we always say, that this year is going to be very heavy on politics in Ghana, particularly because there is an election happening this year in Ghana in December. And to this extent, what we have tried to do, or what we have decided to do this year, is to try as much as possible to get as many political players as possible to appear before us on this show to tell us what they want to offer and what they can offer, so that come December 7th, you, our viewers, and you, our listeners, can walk into your voting booth well informed, so they can make informed decisions. Well, over the past few weeks, we tried to bring CPP. We could not, but we have had NDC, we have had MPP, and this week we are not talking about national issues. Well, they are national issues, but we are trying to go deep down and deal with grassroots matters. When I say grassroots matters, what am I talking about? I'm talking about decentralization and matters as they happen in the MMDC, that is the Metropolitan Municipal and the District Assemblies in Ghana. And so this week, we are trying to take a look at a topic that concerns the importance of decentralization in the governance of Ghana and its impact on the citizens of Ghana thereof. And like we always say on the show, we may have good questions, but we may not always have all the right answers. And where we do not have all the right answers, what we do is to bring you people who are very knowledgeable in the topic for discussion, so that they will share their knowledge and experience with us and educate and enlighten us as we go along. So for today's show, we are happy to be joined by Honorable Daniel Nana Addo Kenneth. Honorable Addo Kenneth is the DCE of Okere, right?
Yes, Okere.
Okere district in the Eastern region. And he also doubles as the parliamentary candidate for the New Patriotic Party in that constituency in the upcoming elections. Honorable Addo Kenneth, welcome to my view show on Today Ghana News TV.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
It is our pleasure to have you on the show. And talking about and welcoming you, would also like to welcome our viewers and our listeners on all our platforms. We would particularly like to say a very warm welcome to our listeners on Sakina Information Center in Northern Ghana in Tatali. We would like to say a very warm welcome to all our listeners on High FM 93.7 FM in Himai in the Eastern region. Also to our listeners on the King's Radio in Accra, and also to all our listeners on all our social media handles on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, or X, as you may want to call it, on Twitch, on TikTok, on LinkedIn, and on all other platforms. And also a warm welcome to our viewers and listeners on Adlima Information Center and the Fans TV and all the other networks that are broadcasting today's show. Welcome to you all to today's show. So, let's get back to our guest for today. Honorable, before we start the show, we like to pride ourselves as the most caring network there is on air. So we would want to find out, how are you doing?
By His grace, I'm doing very well. I'm doing very well. I hope you're also doing fine.
Well, we can't complain.
Thank you.
Yes, it's good to have you on the show today. So I mean, there isn't a lot of time for us to dilly-dally, so we might as well jump right into the conversation for today. So for the benefit, as you can see from the networks that I was mentioning, our viewership or our audience it spans across the whole range of Ghana, and actually in the diaspora, we have people listening to us in the Americas, in Europe, and some in Asia as well. So that we can carry everybody along, can you give our listeners and viewers a fair idea as to something small about your district, so that we know where Okere district is in Ghana?
Absolutely. First of all, let me greet your listeners and viewers. It's exciting to be here and to meet them for the first time on the show. Let me also extend a great felicitations to my district, the chiefs and people of Okere, and to my great godfather, Honorable Dan Kwakubuche, and also to all people listening to you all over the world, most especially in Germany and then in the States. And let me say that I thank you for having me on this show. It's exciting to be here for the first time. I think we've been talking for a while, and finally it happened. So a great greetings to all your listeners and viewership. So yes, Okere district basically is made up of 7 major towns, through which all other towns and villages draw their lineage from. And Okere district, these 7 major towns, in no order, starts from Ebreu, then we come to Deu, then we come to Okugwa, the hometown of the great Okonfo-Anokye. Then we come to Edukrom, which is a district capital. Then we go to Aprede, which is, and then we descend to Asesieso and Abonse. These are the 7 major towns that form Okere district. Okere district has an average of 125 towns and villages. It borders on Ekwapim North, which is Ekwapon as its capital, Shai Osidoku with Dodua as its capital, New Jabin North, which is Efijase as its capital, New Jabin South, which is Koforidua as its capital. Then we have the Jilo Krobo, which is Somenya as its capital. And so this is the districts that borders Okere district. It's in the eastern region, just an hour drive away from the district, the national capital, which is Accra, and just about 35 minutes drive from Koforidua. So in a nutshell, this is my district. We have one of the rich cultures. We are the Gwans, and we pride ourselves with the people of the Hill Gwans. We pride ourselves as one of the early settlers in Ghana. We also have a beautiful, rich Ohum and Ojra festival. And then we have other Akwesidais every 6 weeks, and the Dapa every 6 weeks. And basically, this is a brief description. Our language is Okere, from the Gban family. And so we say that we are the only district that has a language as Okere, that the people are Okere, and we are the Okere. So we are one language, one people, one name, one description. So that is briefly what is Okere. And we have the freshest and cleanest air in Ghana, and we are on the mountains, the Ekwapim Mountains.
All right, I'm sure the last part is debatable.
It's factual, it's science.
Anyway, thank you very much for that, introduction, and for showing us around your district, though virtually. Now, when was your district established?
Yes, so our district was established by an LI that was passed in December 2017. The district was officially inaugurated in March 2018, and we started operations in April 4th, 2018. So basically, the district started as a legal entity from 2018 April till now. So we're about 6 years old.
All right. Well, then in terms of governance, you are babies, right? And
Yeah, we are
from the
babies.
little
We one great chief they call Aketwa Mpenyinsen. That's my great grandfather, and we are the Okere people, young district, but we are Aketwa Mpenyinsen because we are also arguably one of the fastest growing districts in the Eastern region.
Wonderful. It's good you just mentioned that. So I mean, your district was carved out of the Ekwapim North District, right?
Exactly.
Yes. And you also said that it's one of the fastest growing districts in Ghana. So I mean, because we are dealing with the topic of decentralization and the impact of that on its citizens, can you tell us within, like I said, I mean, in the context of decentralization and governance, your district is not that old, but can you let us understand what are some of the benefits that you can see have accrued to the Okere people as a result of the carving out of your district since its inception about 6 years ago?
Exactly. So I deliberately did mention that we are one of the fastest growing districts for a purpose because of the discussion that we're having. And as we speak, local governance, if I want to put it and then describe it, it's basically governance that is very close to the people at the minimum level. So if you come to Ghana, our local governance system is such that we have the regions, and beyond that, down further the regions, we have the districts, and the districts, some are bigger than others. So we tend to call some municipal, metropolitan, and district. And when you come further to the district, we have area and town councils. And then further the area and town council, we have unit committees. So the unit committees are the basic unit of the local governance. These unit committees govern electoral areas. And these electoral areas in Okere, we have 21 of them. So it means that is the basic form of governance. Governance that deals with local people's participation. Decentralization is simply giving some form of authority from the center downwards, further downwards to the local people, so that they can also have their own governance, have their own participation, have their own way of taking decision and authority. So basically, so in Ghana, we have the local governance, decentralization, and rural development. And we add rural development because it is the local governance system and the decentralization system that is so close to the people, that interacts with the people on daily basis. And they will be able to understand their needs and aspirations, and then fashion out programs that will solve these needs and aspirations of the people. And that is one good thing that Ghana will be able to do as a government. We further down went on to create new regions. You realize that people were asking, why create new regions? Why create districts? When you create, and let me take, for instance, the creation of Okere district. Initially, Ekwapim North had our capital in Ekwapong, and the municipal assembly had to take care of, if people who know Ekwapim, from Obosomase all the way to Mangwase, descends to Achematin, which is after Agogo area of Tankrakan, then passes back to Apred, falls through Kwamante, goes to Abonse, comes to Edukom, and moves back to Ekopong. And then you have the Obo-Tebri area, then Tronan area. So this is a very huge area, all the way to Akrasi. And it is difficult to manage such areas. And how often would even the local authorities be able to engage the communities? So when you break it down further into smaller units, it makes it easy for you to manage the aspirations of the people and to develop. Again, another example is if common fund comes from the central government to support the fundings that each assembly is supposed to raise. So before Okere was created, all these areas that I described to you, we had one common fund. So assuming that each district is getting one city, I mean that one city was for the entire Akuapem North, which included Okere. Now that Okere has been created, if each district is getting one city, Okere also gets its one city. What it means is that if you want to refer back to the old Akuapem North, then it means that Akuapem is getting two cities now, because the Akuapem North that remain will get one city. And then, so that is development. Because what two cities can do is much bigger than what one city can do. And that is why decentralization and creation of districts is very important. In fact, it is even good that we create it more further in smaller units. In that case, the government will then know that definitely if we are giving resources, it means that it is covering as many people as possible. And these resources are subdivided to be able to take care of smaller units and groups. And so if you want to look at Okere and the creation of new districts, these are justifications why we should continue to make our districts smaller. It also helps with revenue mobilization. Because if you look at this big area, the concentrations is more likely to have the areas that are easy for you to collect revenues, the big towns. And so smaller revenues and smaller towns are left. And so if you are also raising revenue, and if you want to look at that from a local government perspective, then you are also saying that now that there is a new district, then we are also going to further widen the network in terms of revenue mobilization to other communities that hitherto we will not be going there. And once you are taking revenue from there, you then be more accountable to them, because they will demand results and demand what you have done with the money that you are taking from. And so it also brings accountability. People are able to demand accountability from a smaller unit than a bigger area. It also helps with citizens' participation. And still using Akuapem North. If somebody would want to move from Aprede all the way to Akuapem to find out why his water application for meter hasn't come, it is much difficult for the person than to come from Aprede to Edukom. If people want to also meet, and you want as a DCE to be able to meet their communities as often as possible, you are also likely to meet, to be able to cover a wide area in terms of the district than the present Akuapem North. If Okere alone has 125 towns and villages, add that of Akuapem North, and we have 365 or 66 days. If the district chief executive dedicates one day to even visit each community, the whole year, plus other activities, workshops, managing the offices, meetings, and here and there. So when you divide the communities further into local governance or district, it helps with citizen participation, more accountability, helps with revenue mobilization. It also helps with participation of and then you're able to do more development. I'm sure when we get there, we'll also use the case of Okere as to how, look, development comes about when we subdivide our communities into districts.
We'll get there. We'll get there. So one of the weaknesses people say of the decentralization process in Ghana is the fact that decentralization seems not to have come along with the devolution of power to the grassroots as there is. So, of course, we have the decentralization structure still in place. However, the power still emanates from the center, and much of it has not trickled down to the decentralized units. How do you think? First of all, do you agree with this? And yeah, so let's start from that place.
Well, it's debatable. I think that people only look at centralization from the monetary aspect. For me, I think that decentralization is more than just revenue. And I think that the areas where there's centralization and people want to talk about it is the monetary aspect in terms of how funds are raised, how funds are distributed, how contracts are awarded, and all that. But decentralization is more. It's much, much more. Like I give you an example. In the true practice of decentralization, people should not walk to the electricity center or ECG office to request for meters. People should not even go to the Ghana Water Authority or any of the state institutions. All they need to do is walk to the client service unit of the district assembly. They are supposed to be able to pick a form and fill for their meters and for water access, for amenities. People who have issues, legal aid, they should walk to the district assembly, and the district assembly will facilitate this. Okay, so it is not just about funding. If you look at, let me tell you an example. When Okere was announced, the chiefs and people of Okere met and they created what we call the Okere District Implementation Committee. These were formed by traditional authorities and known achievers, community people that put together and then decided that, look, we are going to let the decentralization have a feel, the people of Okere. So we agreed that we are not going to centralize every department in the district capital. That is citizenship participation. So they took a decision. So we have a brew having the national health insurance already. So we maintain it there. And then electoral commission was there. Then we agreed that they should have the health center. So the district health directorate is located in Dew. Ewukugwa hosts the district courts and the magistrates courts. Okay. And then Edukom is the district capital where we have the district assembly. Then Aprede was allocated the education directorate. Then Asisi was given the agric department. And for obvious reasons, Abonsen because of location and access. But these are, so 6 out of the 7 towns all have been identified with key government state institutions. So this is decentralization. So somebody would not all have to walk to Edukom to access state institutions. So the people of Ebru would have easy access to the electoral commission, to the Ghana Health Insurance. Of course, in fact, Ghana, the National Identification Authority is in Ewukugwa. And you know how important Ghana card is now. So we have, this is decentralization. So people don't have to come to the center Edukom, or we don't have to go to Accra or Kofodia. The state institutions are brought, and state institutions are organized on a district level. So if you don't have a district, then you are probably not going to have these facilities. So hitherto, before the creation of Okere, we all had to go to Ekopon for anything that we wanted. But when Okere came and we decided to practice the truest form of decentralization, we have decentralized our state institutions across the 7 towns of Okere. So for me, decentralization and centralization, there's a lot more than monetary value. So people tend to focus on the money. Of course, when you don't have enough resources, the temptation to manage it from the center is high. And we are still developed. We are just about 60 years plus in terms of governance. And so we will get there. But for me, as a DCE and having experienced how Ghana's decentralization system is structured, it's just more than money. Another example, for instance, birth and death. We all had to go to a Ekopon. Now we have a birth and death registry in the district. So it is easier for us to come. Now government says we are building hospitals for every district. If we were not Okere district, we will not get some. But because we are a district, we are also benefiting from the hospital. Government said we are giving ambulance to every district. Because we are a district, we have our fair share of the ambulance. We have it. So these are government. We have created our district police command. These are things that are part of the local governance structure. So yes, it's debatable, the centralization or decentralization is proper. I think that
like I said, this an academic debate that can go on and on and on and on and on. But before we continue, I would like to pay huge respect to the people of Okere for the manner in which you have distributed your state agencies among the various towns. I think that probably central government should come to Okere and come and take some lessons, maybe to do Ghana a wealth of good.
Definitely. You know, the news is that at the time that Okere was created, within the same time, we had the minister for local government, down, my boss, Honorable Abuchi, also coming from Okere. And he brought, the reorganization, the new regions, that concept came into the new regions. So if you look at the new regions, the concept of centralization has been taken out and decentralization has been effected. So you have the institutions scattered across the regions, the major towns in the region, so that they will feel. So it's that same system that we also brought to Okere. And so, yes, it takes away the tendency for people to think that everything is in the capital. People can now associate themselves with various state institutions of the district. And therefore, people then come to appreciate that truly this is decentralization.
Yes, Honorable. So we would probably be moving on to the next part of the show. But before we go there, you talked about the fact that because Okere is now a district, when they're distributing ambulances, you got your own. Yeah. When they're distributing other things, you got your own. I would like to find out, just for the sake of curiosity, have you received your excavator now?
In fact, the government we are going to benefit from it. The government is procuring equipment for graders, for excavators, for bulldozers, for rollers, for tipper trucks, and all that. And again, each district is going to benefit. They have not yet distributed it. So each district is going to benefit. So assuming we did not have a district, then Okere would not have been part. You understand? So yes, we are part of the beneficiaries of the project that government has made. Yes.
Yes, but you know that story was quite interesting. That's why I asked that in particular.
No, in this country sometimes people just want to be mischievous, and the over partisan politicization of our governance system is something that is also helping fight our development, because some of the things that we do say and put into the mindset of people just to win cheap political capital is something that is killing our country. And I think that we are all guilty, and we need to talk about it so that we change that kind of attitude. Because things that are falsehood or half-truths have to be told as they are. And we don't have to twist it. We don't have to try to achieve any political mischief just to serve our purpose. It doesn't help the country. It doesn't help anybody. Yes.
Wonderful. Honorable, take a sip of water and cool your throat. We would take a short break, take an advert, and take some messages from our viewers, and then we will come back to you. If you are listening to us or you are viewing us, this is My View show here live on Today Ghana News TV, and we would like to say a big thank you to all our viewers and listeners on Sakina Information Center and High FM 3.7 at Jimai, also on the Kings FM in Accra, and on all those who are joining us on all social media platforms, as well as Adilimad Community Center, Fans TV, and Jaframa TV, and all the others who are broadcasting today. We take a short break, and we'll be back soon to read your messages and go on to the next stage of the program.
What we say, youth man, before you make up your mind, think before you take up your nine. We say the hottest part of date and who did, who you did left behind. What we say, youth man. Yeah man, this is the Aside the Soldier and the Warrior represented for Today Ghana News TV. It's the best web TV across the continent of Africa. They transmit via satellite and all their social media platforms for your best developmental news, social programs, empowerment, entertainment, sports, and for the best educative political discussion. Today, Ghana News TV, 24/7 online TV. I Aside the Soldier and the Warrior. Blessings.
Well, welcome back to my view show here live on Today Ghana News TV, where this evening we are looking at the decentralization process. We are looking at it and its impact on the citizenry. And today, our guest for today is Honorable Nana Addo Kenneth, who is the District Chief Executive of the Okere constituency and also the parliamentary candidate running on the ticket of the New Patriotic Party for the Okere constituency in the upcoming elections in December 7th, 2024. So before we go back to Honorable Addo Kenneth, let's take some comments from some of our viewers and listeners who have joined us this evening. Asempa Hineboachi, you say you are watching and listening from Achenhimai. Please kindly ask him, is it true that district assemblies are no more in charge of collecting taxes at the local level? Okay, Asempa Hine, we would ask that to Honorable when he rejoins us. Awoku Emmanuel Apiedu, you say one of the most hardworking DCs that Ghana has seen, especially in our region. Okere constituency is happy to have you as our parliamentary candidate. Thank you very much, Awoku Emmanuel, for your message. The next one we have comes from Ohineba Kwame Eku. You say always on point. Thank you very much, Ohineba Kwame, for your comment and for viewing us. Obed Afari, you say a man who is a grounds man. Thank you very much, Afari, for joining us and for tuning into the show. Frempom Bafi, you say you are watching from Akusini Somenya. Kindly ask him what measures is the assembly and himself doing to promote the tourism in the area, especially Ekonfu Anochi. Okay, we'll put that to him when he rejoins us. Our next comment comes from Alex Sarkodie. Alex, you say, okay, keep the fire burning. Thank you very much, Alex, for your comment and for viewing the show here live on Today Ghana News TV. Nana Tefremu, good evening, Nana. I hope you are doing well. You say greetings from Tatali, Northern Ghana and Sakina Information Center listeners. Thank you very much to you and thank you to our listeners on Sakina Information Center in Tatali in Northern Ghana. Our next one comes from Galit Sangari. You say you are a great leader. Your mentor trained you well. Keep it up. You are doing very well and destined for greatness. Thank you very much for your comment. Oye Lawson, you see everything. We thankful and grateful for having you in our district. We love you, DK. I think DK is his nickname. PK Beauty Salon and Deco. You say keep up with the good work. Our incoming MP and your fire signs. Thank you very much. Patience Daku. Good evening, Patience, to you. You say greetings, Honorable. I am a daughter of the late Cheche Daku, but based in Hamburg, Germany. Thank you very much, Patience, for always tuning in, as always. Ajeni Abungu Mashud. He's a very hardworking and results-oriented person. Thank you very much for joining us. Nyame Yawboy, good evening to you. You say, please, is your district also enjoying the Agenda 111 hospital? And which town is it located? Watching from Nkwanta in Uti region. Of course, you are the popular tea seller at Nkwanta Lorry Station. Thank you very much, Nyame Yawboy, for always joining us every Monday evening. Paul Owusu Kumi, you say, nice the DC is selling the district in such positive way. Please, Okere citizens, come to our aid. The government alone cannot provide all. Decentralization includes the citizenry taking their own destiny into their own hands. Very good point. For also Kumi, that's a very important point. Thomas Paddy Apia, you say, in fact, you have explained the fundamental tenets of decentralization. Kudos to Honorable. Thank you very much, Thomas, for that comment. Of course, and that's why we brought him here today, so that he can help educate us. Nana Ama Sachibi, I think, sorry if I got the name wrong. More such integrity is needed. You are the man. Thank you very much, Nanama. Sekapa TV, say, Honorable, please, when is the Edukrum clinic going to be turned into polyclinic or hospital? I am watching from Jumapu near Koforidia. Thank you very much, Sekapa TV, for always joining us every Monday evening. Nana Kwame Mpre, you see, keep up with the good work, my incoming MP. Thank you very much, Nana Kwame, for your comment. Joe Lit, you say, sure, no two ways about that. I don't know what exactly you're responding to, but thank you very much, Joe Lit, for joining us and for doing the watching. Lady Mal _2, you say, greetings from St. Petersburg, Russia, and you are watching on Twitch. Thank you very much, Lady Mal _2, for joining us from Russia. Donko no Uraba, sorry if I got the name wrong. Kwajudako, the most invaluable DC in the Eastern region. He is arguably the best DC in the Eastern region. DK for life. When Honorable joins us, we'll try to find out where this DK is coming from. Frimo Oyi, see, you're watching from MyView. Honorable, I am not from the area, but I think the DC is very capable. But unfortunately, we will vote the MPP out in December. Thank you very much, Nana Frimo Oyi, for your comments. Ajua Let, you say, shout out from Kwajo Letitia. Letitia from Edukrum. Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. Wow, that's a long one. JC Samuel Nyanti, you see, a young gentleman with great vision, managed the district to be one of the best districts in Ghana. We are proud of him and good to have him as our leader. One special thing we need to know is that he is a typical grassroots person. He lives with the people, understands the people, basically do everything with the people. May God bless you. Thank you very much, Jesse, for your comment. Sandra Amaku Yebua, you see, you are one of the best and hardworking DCs in Ghana. You are top on the job. No wonder your people have chosen you to succeed, Honorable Dan Botri. Higher you go, Honorable. The Daniel Nana. Okay. Daniel Ebua, you see, Nyame Yao boy. Oh, yes, our hospital is located in Edukrum, Akwapim. We will commission the hospital hopefully in September this year. Thank you, Honorable Dan Botri, MP, and highlight Kenneth Nana Addo, DC. Thank you very much, Daniel. Daniel, again, you see, one of the best DC Ghana has had. We are grateful to have Kenneth as our parliamentary candidate for MPP. Thank you very much. Florence Hagen, you say, we believe in our Okere DC. He is the best. Thank you very much for your comments. And thank you for those we have not been able to read. We'll try and see whether we can cover them up at the end of the show. If you are listening to us, this is MyView show here live on Today Ghana News TV. And today we are joined by Honorable Daniel Nana Addo Kenneth, who is a DC of Okere District and a parliamentary candidate of the New Patriotic Party for the Okere constituency. And he is rejoining us to take us home on the last lap of the program today. And so
today,
let's welcome
Ghana
Honorable
News
back.
TV. We are the masters of the game.
Honorable, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you.
Your people seem very fan of you. They refer to you as DK. Is that?
Oh yes.
Is that the name you have given to yourself? Who have given it to you?
That's my initials from my name, Daniel Nana Addo Kenneth. So the D and the K, Kenneth. So it's a D and K-A-Y, DK. Yes.
Interesting.
In fact, those very close to me would add dimples to it. So when I was in school, they would call me Dimple DK because of the dimples that I have. But it's DK. Yeah. So a lot of people call me DK.
Yes. Like I said, your people seem very fan of you. They have a lot of good things to say about.
I'm humble.
To say about you. But that then leads me to the next part of the show this evening, which is the fact that you are vying to go to Parliament. If you don't mind, I also refer to you as DK. Honorable DK. Why do you want to go to Parliament?
I'm youthful. I'm youthful, so the nickname works well.
Yes.
You see, one of the things, our great grandparents and our forefathers, one of the very important things that they've always fought for was to have our own district. If you look at time immemorial, all the chiefs that have come through, they were all wanted our district, from the great Inenye Kwamina Kono, Inenye Otutu Ababio the Fourth, to Inenye Otutu Kono, to the current Nifahene, and all the chiefs that have come, brew to our prayer, the association of Bonse, and the people, all political leaders that have come to Okere, always want to have our own district, just for the importance that we've listed earlier on, so that we can manage our own. And this has never been realized until we got the Venerable Dan Kweku Botwe, who promised the people of Okere that when he came to power, he never had his own president. So he's promising the people of Okere that there's an agenda that is being put in place. And so when he becomes, his party wins power, he would make sure we get a district. When the president, Nana Addo Kenneth, paid his campaign tour to Okere, the major request from the chiefs and people of Okere was for us to have our own district. This promise was granted in less than a year.
Hello, Honorable.
Long-term development plan, a long-term plan. So every take a few we had was only 2 major roads. That is a brew to Apredi. That was 1. Then you had Tom Junction. That is the Akuni area. 2 Asamine, which extends to South. Apredi Road, even though was terrible, there's nothing to deal with it. So that was the only major roads that we had in Okere. That was that. Then within the towns, we only had the bypass and around the 2 Kufuor's time. Then we have the Ebru bypass that was also done in Kufuor's time. That is some work done around the Salem Park. The whole of Okugwa, apart, there's no where that was. All of our Apredi township was just, and everywhere. In fact, when you go to our town downhills, There was not a single town. So there's an agenda. We infrastructure. In fact, the whole Okere, we had only 2 teachers' quarters. And I'm talking about before 2017. Only 2 teachers' quarters in the entire Okere. That was built by government. And then the MP added 3 to it. So MP had the Aprede, we had Assessor and Dew. These were the towns that had teachers' quarters. So this is what occurred in terms of education and just road infrastructure. I've not talked about the number of schools that had school feeding. I've not talked about the number of towns that didn't have KG. I've not talked about community gathering, their backgrounds. We didn't have a lot of the towns, apart from the main towns, Dew and the Ukugwa, which had their own backgrounds. No other community had the background. Then in Chenwa came in and Chungwaso by their own effort. The rest of the communities, we didn't have a gathering place. And a lot more. So Okere, in terms of infrastructure, was terrible. So the plan for the first 5 years to 6 years of our district and 8 years of governance was for us to take advantage of the strength of our member of parliament, Honorable Dan Boche, because of his role and stature in government, to develop all the physical infrastructures that needs major development in Okere. And you know, roads and electricity, in fact, electricity. You know, roads and electricity expands communities. So these were the plan. As we speak, I told you we are the fastest growing district because almost major roads have been done. We have done the Asamai, Lakpatu, Kofodia, Agavenia, Atichisu road. It's completed. We are going to do the final quote. The Amanfro Tinkon road that passes through in Chenwa is completed. Asrema Kutia said very soon will be tired. Okere Kojo Township roads has been done to the clinic, to the hospital. Major roads. We have redone the Kofodia to Trom Junction Road, which is in Krakan Trom Junction Road, has been done. Après the town roads have been done, phase 1, and then the Edukom to Après Road has been done. Edukom to Ebru Road has been done. Elkugwa bypass has been done. Major towns, Ebru, the whole of Ebru town, they didn't have, apart from their bypass, they didn't have a single road. Now, Kamkosting area to the Mission House, Presby, to Atitemantere, all the way down to the SDA, DCE area has been done. Major infrastructure road. Upon the post, we have taken over. So major infrastructure development. We have now 2 technical and vocational schools, infrastructure being done. We have supported.
Okay, it looks as though we are having a little challenge with the connection through to Honorable. But if you have just joined us, you are listening to us or you are viewing us on MyView show here live on Today Ghana News TV, where every Monday evening we do well to bring you the best socio-political discussion there is to talk about. And this evening we have been joined with our guest for today have been Honorable Daniel Nana Addo Kenneth, Honorable Addo Kenneth, or DK as he's affectionately called by his people, is the DCE for Okere district and also a parliamentary candidate for the New Patriotic Party who is contesting for the position of the MP or Member of Parliament in the upcoming elections in December 2024. So earlier on on the show, Honorable told us about his district, when the district was established, what is going on in the district. He made us to also took us around and told us quite a bit about the district. And then now on the second leg of the show, what we are trying to do is to get Honorable to tell us about his, vying for the position of a member of parliament for his constituency. So as and when we are able to establish a direct line to Honorable again, we would have him back to join us and tell us a few more things. Yes, Honorable, we are back, but we still cannot have we don't have your video yet. So once he joins us, we would explore the parliamentary candidature a little bit further and see what is it that is motivating him to go to parliament, and to see what other things that probably he wants to do as a member of parliament that he's not able to do as a district chief executive, and more importantly, to try to see whether he believes in his heart of hearts, whether he is the person who, the right person who can fill in the boots of, the outgoing member of parliament for Okere, who is Honorable Dan Butchie. So we are going to have Honorable join us soon, and so that we would get this program to an end. And in case you just joined, as I said, our major topic for today is to try and examine the importance of decentralization to the development of Ghana, and especially its impact on the Ghanaian citizenry. And one thing that I take from the submission of Honorable in the first segment of the program was how the developmental facilities in the Okere district in particular have been spread across all the major towns in the district. If you joined us late, what he told us was that the Okere district has about 7 major towns, and out of these 7, about 6 of them happen to host 1 or 2 of the government agencies in the district. And what this does is that it does not crowd everybody into one location, such that all developmental projects are centered in one place, that leaves the rest of the district on its own. It also what it also does is that these other places where these government agencies have been located would then serve as growth pools that would attract development by themselves to these areas, and by so doing, you are going to have an organic growth within that area, and the growth will spread across the district as well. And so this, for me, is one of the things that I picked from our conversation with him. And as I said, this is a good template, and not only for other districts to follow, but probably for even central government as well to follow. If you follow the discussions lately, most of the discussions, especially surrounding the capital of Ghana, for instance, Accra, have been to the effect that there is so much congestion in Accra. You have traffic everywhere. You have the city authorities struggling to locate utility lines everywhere. And so if we are able to, spread our developmental, agencies across, what it does is that it spreads development to the rest of the country, and then we can develop. We can all move together in one boat. Honorable, welcome back.
Thank you. At least I can be comfortable that it is only Ghana. Currently I'm out of Ghana. I've traveled a bit, so if Europe too can have network challenges, then my country Ghana should comfort themselves, because I don't understand. I thought I would have the best of network in Europe, but we're having network challenges. So my country Ghana should comfort ourselves that we are doing much better.
Don't take solace in that. I know that Ghanaians always want the best.
No, it's the best. But I'm just trying to say that I'm amazed that we are. But let's go. So, like I was saying, all that I was trying to say, why I'm going to Parliament, is that we have an agenda that we started. We are done with the phase 1 of the agenda. Everybody who fears God, who is honest, will tell you that at least when it comes to physical infrastructure, okay, we have done well. Now, people don't understand, before you are able to create employment and bring in jobs, you need a certain facilities that you need to put in place. Stable electricity to many parts of the communities. Now, okay, we are left with just about 12, 13 communities. In fact, we added over 38 communities to the electricity in 6 to 7 years. When we came back, we started from Kufuor's era. When we paused 8 years down the lane, not a single community had electricity. We have come back, we are continuing. So what I'm trying to say is that the phase one of the agenda, which was physical infrastructure development, at least we are where we want to be. We haven't gotten 100%, but where we are, all our roads, major, those roads that are yet to be done, either we are procuring them on contracts or under a special Ghana Productive Safety Net, we are trying to bring them back. So now we are going to human resource development. Because of that agenda, and the person who starts, we all know that whoever starts putting foundation blocks is a person that can better continue. We have demonstrated to the people, and I've been DCE supporting my MP, Honorable Damboche. And so I know the agenda and their plan and where we have executed. We don't need a break again. Okere cannot go back. In fact, we all agree. Some few years ago, when you say Okere, people were asking, where is Okere? Who is Okere? But now when you mention Okere, people know where Okere is. Because of the agenda. We have also packaged Okere, and we're going to turn Okere into the tourism hub of Ghana. And it is through tourism that is going to bring lots of employment. Look, when you are given the position as a DC, you are open to a lot of things that ordinarily you would not know. And so we've built the blueprints. And so I need Okere people to all rally around as just that they have done together, so that we can continue the phase 2 of the Okere moving forward agenda. Okay, where we have gotten to, we cannot break. And it is that moving forward agenda that we hold. We have also demonstrated how we have served in humility and in hard work together with the people. We are always with them. We have demonstrated to the people of Okere that yes, the youth can also achieve when given the opportunity. Of course, under able guidance of the elderly. And I am privileged, and I say this without any apology, that I am privileged to be a student of one of the best leaders in this country, Honorable Dan Kwekuboche. And so Okere is going to have double, and he has said it, that he is not just retiring, he is now going to be a pillar block. And you know, you are in Europe. There are people, leaders who are behind leaders. And it's in every aspect, in religion, in tradition. If that is why a chief has kingmakers and elders. If you're a leader without elders, you would then the country is doomed. And so we have great chiefs that we have worked together with. We have collaborated very well. We have the youth that we have collaborated very well. We have the religious bodies that we have collaborated very, very well. And so that smooth transition must happen. And that is why Okere people must accept and agree that this agenda is not an MPP NDC agenda. It is Okere development agenda. It is Okere moving forward agenda. Some work has started, and that work needs to continue so that we see it to its final conclusion. And that is why I have offered myself to the people of Okere. Look, I have given my whole life to Okere. My whole life to Okere. And why is it that I'm saying so? I have never stayed anywhere ever in my life. I have stayed in Okere throughout my life. In fact, I started my basic education in Okere. Methodist Junior High School, Methodist KG, Methodist Primary, Methodist Junior High School, Nifan Senior High School, all in Okere. Then by God's grace, smoothly went to University of Ghana. Then after that, came back to do my service in Okere, Nifan Secondary School. When I finished, I had a 6-month job at Enterprise Life Assurance in Accra. Then there was a call for me to come back and hold the fort as constituency secretary in Okere. I left my job, came back, and then, of course, I need to fend for myself. So I took a teaching appointment in Accra, the Presby, JHS. before I went to Nifa to teach at the secondary school level, before, by God's grace, the people of Okere saw the service that I've done. The president was pleased with the service I've rendered to my people, and with the blessing of Honorable Damboche, appointed me as the district chief executive. So I've lived all my life in Okere, and I intend to live all my life in Okere. And so I need, if for nothing at all, I need to make Okere a better place for me to live in and for everybody to live in. And I plead in all humility to the people of Okere that the Okere moving forward agenda is just beginning. We are done with the phase 1. We need to finish with the superstructure so that we can continue that agenda and create a lot of employment. I will not sit here and brag. I came here for employment purposes. Artisans need to be employed. Young students need to be employed. Even the elderly need to be given some part-time tutoring and mentoring so they get volunteer allowances. And there's a whole package for Okere. And that is why I have taken up the mantle. That the man who started this agenda, I was his apprentice. Like Socrates and Plato. Like in the Bible, you see Elijah and Elisha. Like Moses and Joshua. I am the Joshua. We have moved from the captivities. We have developed Okere. And now we are going to the promised land to provide young employment for the youth. And that is where the Joshua comes in. And so we are here to say
it's good you led me there, because I'm about to bring the show to an end. But before I go there, I wanted to draw your attention to something. You've spoken very highly of of your MP. And I don't know whether you know this. In Ghanaian politics, there are some individuals whose names are attached to their constituencies. When you mention their name, their constituency pops up immediately. Or when you mention the constituency, their name pops up. Fortunately or fortunately for you, or I don't know whether it may be also be unfortunately for you, your MP seems to be such a person. Do you think that you can step into those huge shoes that are being left for you by Honorable Damboche?
I know. It's a very big shoe. But we've got grace and God. And this same person is guiding us. And so he's going to tighten the leads in such a way that the shoe will fit. You understand? But like I said, I've been part of that agenda for 40 10. And everybody agree that I've been his main right-hand man. A better word, I've been his hatchet man. I've been his errand man. I've been his research man. I've been his everything. And all the chiefs and people in Okere will tell you. If you go to Damboche and there's something that should be, I'll say, see Nana Addo, see Nana Addo, see Nana Addo. So I've been part of that. And as DCE, I have also listened to him and learned. You need coaching and tutoring. You need experience. Politically, I'm experienced. Very young but experienced, because I've been polling station chairman. I've been town council chairman as well, as part of the local governance decentralized system. And then as town council chairman, I was the first town council chairman to have a innovative idea of partnering private people to solve our sanitation issues when we had a major issue with the Pentecost toilet. Again, I attempted to evacuate the Enunkwede, the refugee sources couldn't, as town council chairman. I'm the only town council chairman to have bought 13 street lights with Educom town council's money. These were not street lights given to us by government. And so at that time, and I was very young at that time. So we've done a lot. If you go to Unifa Secondary School, you see a pavement block. I became the financial secretary for their PTA. It was during my era that together with the headmaster, we did that pavement block, and it has changed the whole Unifa Secondary School. I'm saying this, a lot of people don't know. So I've had a lot of experiences in terms of the challenges that we've had, the resources that we have, and what we can do to maximize that kind of resource. I'm saying, okay, tourism is our resource. And if we tackle tourism, all the others will fall in. Of course, we are also going to create the first ever industrial enclave along the Pepuasi to Asinima Road. Very flat land, strategic by the roadside, from Kumasi to Volta region to Oti region is a main road and Kofodia. And very soon we'll announce it and you'll see. We are engaging the chiefs and the landowners. Majority of the landowners are from Apredi and then Edukom. And once that is done, we are going to launch it big in connection with the Association of Ghana Industries that we are working with. And so these are all plans that we have. But the moment it is truncated, we are going to go back again. And that's why I plead with the people of Okere that we need them and they need us so that we can build together and make Okere move forward. And that is why I am giving myself to the people of Okere to elect me as their next member of parliament to continue the good job that we have begun. That honorable and a lot more others. I'm not the only one. There's a bigger team with bright ideas. And it's these ideas that we're going to put together. And we're going to build Okere. It's going to be the next tourism destination. It's going to be the next Dubai. It's going to be the next Florida platforms. They are on DSTV. They're on the. If you come to airport now and you get down from Ghana, right at the main entrance of the arrival, Safari. And Safari Valley is in Dew. Major part of it is in Dew and then Ebrew. And everybody knows that Safari Valley is Okere and Okere is Safari Valley. And these are the traits. And we have brand yet. And I have started something where I having major issues that will surmount it. We are going to alone. Imagine a pilgrimage of that to Okuba and
I think
Okere. Imagine.
I think we are still having some, technical challenges. Reaching Honorable, his line seems to be breaking a little. Unfortunately, we are running out of time as well. And if he's able to join us, we will give him the opportunity to, probably give his last final message to our viewers and listeners. But if we are unable to secure the line, well, we would still like to say a very big thank you to the Honorable Nana Addo Kenneth, who is the District Chief Executive of the Okere District, also the aspiring parliamentary member running on the ticket of the New Patriotic Party for the Okere constituency come December 2027. And we are grateful that Honorable made time to join us. It's unfortunate that the line became unstable at the tail end of the program. All the same, we are happy that he joined us, and we are grateful to him for making time to join us. And so, saying thank you to him, we also like to say a very big thank you to our viewers and listeners who have joined us, to all our listeners on the Sakina Information Center in Tatali in Northern Ghana. We say thank you to you. To our listeners on High FM 93.7 in Achuhima in this eastern region, we say thank you to you. To our listeners on the King's Radio in Accra, we say thank you to you. And we say thank you to all our viewers and listeners who are joining us on all social media platforms, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Twitch, on Instagram as well. We say thank you to all of you. Yes, Honorable is back. So, Honorable, yes. in a minute, we have, unfortunately, we've run out of time. Yes. But in a minute, I took a look at the polling station, the constituency results of your area, and I guess it's safe to say that you are running on a safe seat since Dan Butchie came into the limelight in your area, he has not scored anything below 60% of the votes. So
75%.
Yes, so he's never scored below 60%. So yeah, it's safe to say that you are running on a safe seat. All the same, to our viewers and listeners who are watching you, what would be your final message to them in your bid as you vie for the seat of the Okere people, for the Okere people?
My final message would be in Okere. Okere menenumpe for the big opportunities at any enemy.
Yes, so it seems we are still having challenges with Honorable. We say sorry to him because we are unable to give him the, to air his final message to his constituents and the people of his district. But as I was about to say, as I was saying before he joined, thank you to you all for joining us. And until we come your way again next week with another show, we say stay blessed, stay safe. God bless you. God bless our motherland, Ghana. Thank you and good night.
Dead before this honor, no weapon formed against I shall prosper. The wicked and his work shall go down in disaster. Dead before this honor, no weapon formed against I shall prosper. I'm anointed and appointed to walk as a winner. This is your still King Malachi from out of Jamaica, representing for Guyana News TV, the web TV for the best programs. We broadcast via satellite and also on all social media platforms. We do developmental news, social program, employment, entertainment, and educative politics.